remember when I got ad block for the first time. It was so great. You have to remember I'm old, 46, and when I went back in time and I was just remember that all the ads, the pop-up ads, they were ridiculous. They're terrible now. If you've ever tried to actually go through the internet without ad blocker on, it's nearly impossible to go through most sites. Um, but when it was first out there was ads everywhere. They were a constant state of, making things miserable, and then ad blocker showed up, and we were able to clear the space. Things were better, and we could actually get to the content that we wanted to had. Well, now just because of the nature of the beast that our information, our data is the currency that most large companies deal with now and they trade in. We are constantly giving our email address away and our contact information in order to gain access to something, right? The client list. So our email boxes are filled up and they're constantly getting filled. And Gmail, we're going to look at an article today from Fast Company. They have introduced the basically managed subscriptions tool, which is going to allow you to go through and very quickly eliminate all of the subscriptions that you have that are coming in your email box. And why I'm discussing this right now is not necessarily for those of us that want to clean out our email box, but for marketing. It isn't going to be, like I said, it's not going to be end of marketing, email marketing. It should be the end of sloppy and disrespectful email marketing, and we're going to discuss that here in a little bit. So for those that don't know, my name is Ryan Howe. I'm a business coach that works out of West Michigan around the country. I come here live on YouTube pretty consistently every single day, sharing information I share with my clients, and I hope to earn your subscription today. And again, link to this article is going to be in the description. Be sure to go check that out. Again, this is from Fast Company. Gmail's, again, managed subscription tool. It says could change it, will change it forever. It absolutely will. Now, with this, marketing should be adjusting their strategy, understanding this is a thing. And if you're not doing that immediately when you hear about this and you haven't been working on this as a marketing team or as a small business owner about the how you are utilizing your contact list, you're wrong. It isn't something to take advantage of these folks on. Now, when it comes to marketing, comes to, those aspects, your sales funnel, things like that. I get all that. You need to understand where people at. And there's different emails that are going out to different people for different reasons. Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, etc. And that's understood. But you need to make sure you understand exactly who's getting these emails and why. And, when I work with teams, one of the things that we talk about is understanding the avatar. Who's the actual email for that you're sending this thing out to? Not everyone should be receiving the same emails. And we'll get into that in a little bit here. So, inbox fatigue is real. According to one analysis, the average person receives more than 120 emails a day. I don't get that many outside of my work. In work, I do just because of my client load. I have quite a number of clients that I have. And they have constant questions and things that we're coordinating. So I do get quite a bit there, but for my personal, I don't get 120. I would say that much. I'm usually in the 40 to 50 range, but then I also manage my subscriptions rather, pretty intently. I only want coming into my email what I want into my email. Now at work though, again, it's not unheard of to have closer to 300. When I was in industry, yeah, I was around 300 emails a day that I had to go through. Now with this, depending on the environment, Substack newsletters, marketing emails from, again, your local small businesses, um, on top of the spam that comes through. It's just constant coming, making its way through. Now, it's a challenge. Google, again, owner of Gmail, the second most used email service, again, after Apple Mail, has acknowledged and is addressing. Beginning this week, the company is rolling out a new feature for Gmail users in select countries, manage subscriptions. The tool lets users see all of their active email subscriptions in one place, along with a count of how many emails each sender has received, has delivered in recent weeks. From there, unsubscribing is just going to be one click. It can be easy to feel overwhelmed. And again, this is a way for them to manage and just make it better. This is the ad block version of, for your email. Now, what does this mean? Now, when I'm talking to my clients on this here, we're gonna come back to article in a second here. So when I'm talking to my clients about this in particular, what does this mean? You now have a tool where most people will just delete. They don't want to go through the steps of unsubscribing, which typically requires you to go click on a link, then go to a website and explain why you're leaving the contact list, right? It's intentionally difficult not challenging per se, but difficult. There's extra steps to unsubscribe when it's easier just to click delete, right? So that's intentionally done that way. Well, if we're able to one click unsubscribe from these subscriptions now, what is it that your particular newsletter, this email stuff that you're sending, what value are you delivering to your customers or prospects that are on this email list? That is what needs to be out there. No longer are you just going to be able to be sending those updates. And that's one of the reasons why it's so very important that when you're marketing and branding decisions that you're making as a small business owner are tied to your actual client avatars. We go at, and again, this is stuff that I work with my clients on at, in depth. There's no customer communication that is not directly tied to one of the specific needs, desires, hopes, wants that one of our customers and or prospects has, right? It's always intentional. For too many people though, and too many businesses, it's simply just we have to get something out, let's get something out, and there's nothing of value there. And so again, just keep that in mind, all right? Now, for users, it's a welcome step towards reclaiming control of their inboxes, but for marketers and this visibility and the ease of opting out, it not could signal a reckoning, it will signal a reckoning. There will be those individuals who have, frankly, they've just been mailing it in the marketing world for a very long time. A lot of folks, and you see them out there. They're just lazy emails that come through. Lazy. They don't care about you. They're someone's getting a check, they're putting something together and sending it to you, which is not okay. Every customer communication should be intentional, meaningful, and impactful and have value. To include even like, "Hey, it's your birthday. Here's 10% off at the local coffee shop. Hey, here's a or 10% off. Here's a free get a free drink for your birthday on us at the local coffee shop." That's intentional. That has meaning and value to it, not the, "Hey, hey, we're having a sale this week. Come on by." Like, what does that have to do with anything, right? Those differences there. Now, again, we talk about this. If an email doesn't meet the standard, they're talking about value with interaction. People have a faster and easy way to walk away. And that's, again, wrap this up here, what I'm talking with my clients about here. Um, it's never been easier for customers on your contact list now to walk away from you. That should scare every single one because the cost for bringing in a new customer is extremely expensive. It's much, much cheaper to maintain a relationship with somebody who's already a customer. So if you have them on the email list and they are a customer, you need to be looking at them and making sure that anytime you are contacting them on a consistent basis, it is only value added. And the way you do that, again, for my clients, what we look at is something called, we use brand story, story brand. It's the methodology that we use. If you have never ever spent any time with StoryBrand, I highly recommend it. They got the latest version just came out, I think last year, StoryBrand 2.0, where it's updated and it helps you understand your role as a business and how to help people meet their goals and take care of themselves in the way that they need to be taken care of. Okay. So with that, there's only so much you can say about this, but frankly, I am personally looking forward to being able to manage my subscriptions even easier now with this Gmail tool. And for marketing, I am having a deep dive conversation with every one of my all my clients, as well as the marketing folks that I work with, to further hit home the fact that if you were having communication with a client, every single time it has to have value, it has to be tied to their pain points, the things that they need, and reduce friction for them to make things even better for them. Okay. All right. Appreciate everybody who hung out this long. Take care. I will see you next time.